Milk me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome to the Hermit's Cave. Okay, well, firstly, I want to light some incense. I just realised I've not done that yet, so I'll just light some incense. This is the wild berry range, and I bought this from Wales. I usually get the longer sticks when I go to the seaside each year, and I'll be getting some more. And this is the desert sage, which is beautiful, really nice. So I should just pop that in the holder, which is getting quite a bit of use. This is that soapstone holder that I showed you that I got from Chester. So I want to come on and talk a little bit about Tarot Illuminati, but also I just wanted to mention I've just received a book as well, and I wasn't aware of this book. How, I don't know that I wasn't aware of it, but I was watching James Feeney. James is somebody I did a channel shout out to on Saturday during Cup of Catch Up and Cards, and he did a recent video about reference books, and this is the complete book of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, a journey through the history, meaning and use of the world's most famous tarot deck. The most famous deck. The foreword is by Stuart Kaplan of US Games, and the book is by Sasha Graham, and it's published by Llewellyn. This looks like an awesome book. It kind of reminds me of one of those books that could probably be half the size, but you know, kind of like a normal paperback size. But that said, nice and spacious, nearly 500 pages, 486 pages, and it's about my favorite deck, of course. So there's quite a few good books out there about Rider-Waite-Smith. I particularly like the one that has the ultimate guide, which talks about the symbols within each card, and we use that a lot on Playdate on Sundays in Jen's chat. But yeah, I liked this when he showed it, and I think I even left a comment on his video saying, how did I not know that this book was in existence? So on the back it says, Llewellyn's complete book of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot is the most researched authoritative text ever written on the world's most famous tarot deck. Now that is a claim. The most researched authoritative text ever written. So there we are. I've got to have this book. Sasha Graham has delivered a true masterpiece, and that's by Teresa Reed, author of the Tarot Colouring Book. Okay, a little bit random. A new milestone in the written body of works on the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot has been set. Graham delivers magnificently, blending the exoteric and esoteric with seamless rigour. And that's by Benabel Wen, author of the Hellenistic Tarot. It then goes on to say, discover the fascinating history and divinatory power of the 20th century's most popular tarot deck. Originally published in 1909 to little fanfare. You can't imagine that, can you? Back in 1909, this deck, the images, for me in particular, so ingrained in my brain, for the amount of years I've been reading with this deck now. So ingrained, you know, just to be published in 1909 with little fanfare. The Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot went on to become the best-selling tarot deck of all time. This complete guide shares the compelling story of the deck's creation. And I just wish, sorry to segue out again, I just wish that, you know, Pixie had lived long enough to really see for herself just how, and of course she couldn't have lived that long, but you know, I just like to think that somehow, somewhere, she's looking down and just, you know, how many times has her artwork been replicated in this deck, been, you know, redrawn, recoloured. You know, it did set a bar, and most tarot decks now follow the Rider-Waite-Smith system. Discover how Artist Pamela Coleman-Smith and occultist Arthur Waite combined their knowledge of astrology, Kabbalah, metaphysics, mythology, and theatre to realise their profound vision. Llewellyn's complete book of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot delves deeply into the roots of these influential cards, exploring how Waite and Smith brought together an enchanting set of esoteric symbols and formed a magical deck that has guided, inspired, validated, and challenged the countless readers and seekers who have sought its wisdom. And then there's a little bit about Sasha Graham, who's a teacher of tarot classes and produces tarot events at New York City's premier cultural institutions, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art. She's appeared in film, television, radio, and the New York Times. So let's just have a quick look. And this video in the main is about Tarot Illuminati, but I just wanted to share this book. So it's nice and big. About the author. When was this published? This was published last published in 2018. Not sure when it was first published, so maybe it was just 2018. Perhaps this is the first and only printing of it. First print in 2018. Yeah, so it's 2 years old. And like I said, I didn't know about it. Perhaps you use your physical eyes too much and only see the mask. Find eyes within. Look for the door into the unknown country. Wow. Pamela Coleman-Smith. What a fab quote. I'm going to share that on my Facebook group. I love that. Perhaps you use your physical eyes too much and only see the mask. Find eyes within. Look for the door into the unknown country. Oh, love it. Tree of Life, the Kabbalah tree. So we have contents here. So we have the foreword by Stuart Kaplan, a timeline introduction. We've got about Kabbalah. So there's the foreword. There's the timeline from 1440 with Bembo, going all the way up to 1881, where Waite discovers Levi's canon of work connecting the tarot to the Tree of Life, all the way through to 1909. Pamela exhibits a second show at Arthur Stieglitz's photo Secession Gallery in New York City. 1909, the deck is published by William Ryder and Sons of London. Oh, look, 1911, Pamela illustrates Bram Stoker's novel, Lair of the White Worm. 1911, Pamela converts to Catholicism, just 2 years later. She died in 1951. This is a great timeline. Stuart Kaplan moves to Paris in 1951. He forms US Games in 1968. Wow, 52 years US Games, and he's still going strong. He's an inspirational guy. Stuart Kaplan, so much admiration for that man. The Rider Tarot deck is published by US Games in 1971. That's the edition I've got, the blue box. Yeah, so intro. I wish there was a better index, really. Then it goes through Keitha, Crown, the big picture. Crown is Ace. So yeah, so the index is actually kind of linked here. The index, the chapters, the contents fit with the Kabbalah Tree of Life. 2 is a deeper look. I don't know how you pronounce these words, but yeah. So we have the big picture show, a deeper look, the golden dawn, the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, astrology, the major arcana, the minor arcana, the court cards, how to read the cards, and spreads. So I see what they've done there. Wow. So I'm really looking forward to diving in and having a read of this wonderful book. So I shall have a look at that later. Okay, so the deck. Now this deck, I never had any intentions of buying it. One of my first tarot decks that wasn't a Rider-Waite-Smith or my 1JJ Swiss from the 80s, when I discovered this community back in 2017, one of my first tarot decks I bought was Tarot Apocalypsis, which is the second deck by Eric C. Dunn and Kim Hudgens. And I was excited to get it. I ordered it from the bookshop. It took a couple of weeks to come. They text me and say your deck's in, and I went rushing off to get it, and I opened it up and I was like, I just found it really visually confusing and busy, and yeah, I just couldn't. So I ended up trading it with somebody who lived in Nottingham, actually, on a trade group, and I didn't regret it. And I had no intention of getting Tarot Illuminati because I realised it was by the same people. And I hear my friend Kelly Bear, she describes this deck as visual vomit, but it's one of her favourite decks. And she says that actually reading with Tarot Illuminati is really a powerful experience for her. She finds it really great to read with, and it gives her very clear guidance. And like I say, it's one of her favourites, even though the art style might not be to everybody's liking. And there is a separate companion book you can buy as well, a separate book written about Tarot Illuminati. And I was going to order it at the same time, but I thought I'll see what the companion book is like with this set. Now I do have the smaller version. These cards aren't gilded or anything. That was just sent to me in a box where somebody was getting rid of quite a few tarot decks and asked if I wanted to take them and pass them on. And I kind of looked through it and I thought, well, actually, they're not as busy as Apocalypsis. And I thought, yeah, I will probably work with them, and put them on the shelf and didn't. But I've seen the ones in this deck and they just seem a little bit different, not just because they're gilded. They seemed bigger. They're probably not. It's probably how it looks on camera. But I often thought with these having a little black border that I'd edge these in black, and it might be a nice deck that I don't mind getting scuffed or battered. So I do have the tuck box, but I wanted to have a look at this. So it is a lovely set. It's Los Scarabeo. It's in one of the magnetic boxes, a bit like Llewellyn do now. Let's dive in. Okay. So yes, one of these nice magnetic boxes. On the back, it says the Tarot Illuminati contains in essence within it the light of illumination, realization, and truth. Each card is like a stained glass window, highlighting a meaningful tale and passing down age-old wisdom by being lit by the light of the sun. That's a lovely description. I really like that. In the Tarot Illuminati, every detail is meaningful, each scene a rich and sumptuous tapestry of colour, action, expression and nature. It floods the senses with the essence of each card so that the associated meanings or concept are almost tangible. Tarot Illuminati combines artistic beauty, symbolic depth and intuitive vigour. It is a powerful tool for self-reflection and for understanding the mysteries of the past, the present, and the future. And they look borderless in this edition. Wow. So what I'm hoping for, let's have a look. Yeah, it's a thick deck. You see, this is what Llewellyn need to do. Llewellyn has gone to these magnetic books, nice colourful magnetic boxes, nice colourful books, but they've skimped on the cardstock. I'm pleased to see that Lo Scarabeo, it depends. Sometimes you get these tuck boxes, sometimes you get these two-part boxes, like the Radiant Wise, and different people prefer different boxes. I know I was watching something by Kellyanne Maddox the other day, and she was saying a box that's really, really big just goes to the back of the shelf because she doesn't have a lot of storage space. I quite like them because they look like library books on my shelves, and I like them for that. Lovely presentation all round. The insert is cardboard, but it's clear, it's fixed on all sides, so no cards can slip underneath or anything, which is a bugbear of mine. The book is nice. As I said, you've got colour images. So for the majors, I mean, for a deck that is very busy and colourful, I like the fact that you can get a blown up image here, so you can really study the detail, because that's helpful. It looks like you get a page of text. Look how beautiful that Hermit card is. So number 9, the Hermit, the seed of light in the darkness, and you have like almost like a story here in italics. I have travelled a long way to be here in darkness, in the womb of the world, the great cosmic display of life, death and rebirth. Above us, stars die and are born, planets move, and the face of the universe changes forever. Beneath us, the earth shifts, lava flows, the worms consume decaying matter, and seeds spring forth. This is a primal dance, yet to mortals it is a mystery to be sought after, delved into, like a man shining light into the dark cavern. It's beautiful, beautifully written. And then you get your themes and concepts here. And the wheel, you don't get as much, but I like the fact that you get this story, this depiction. Oh, wonderful. Really, really wonderful. For the minors, you still get your concept here, sorry, your themes and concept here, and your story there, but you get a smaller image. So you've gone to a full page for the minors, which includes the image, whereas the majors is a full page and a full page for the card. Look how visually stunning that is, though. Look at the fall. This is beautiful. So what else do you get? So you get a little bit by Eric C. Dunn and Kim Hudgens. Your table of contents, you've got a foreword, an introduction, using the Tarot Illuminati, how to learn tarot, major arcana, minor arcana, court cards, and the appendix at the back. Just enough, really. The book is, there's a bit about Arthur C. Dunn. Is there a bit about Kim Hudgens? Yeah, and a bit about Kim Hudgens. Hopefully you can see that okay, and the glare isn't too bad. So I really like that. Look for Tarot Illuminati on Facebook. And how many pages are we talking? 157 pages. I think I'm really intrigued now. I think I will buy the book. Got some spreads here as well. But let's have a look at the cards. Oh, they're not gilded. I'm sure these were gold gilded. I've seen them gold gilded, but they're not. I mean, they are now borderless, So comparing it with, let's see if I can, they're bigger as well than these. See if I can find the fall quickly. I should really start from the other end because it's probably going to be at the other end. Maybe not. Okay. Bear with. It's right near the end though. As you knew it would be, there we go. So if we look at the difference between the two, so they're more or less the same height, but the version in the kit, the tarot kit, which is the book and the deck, is wider and a hair taller. But you get more image, as you can see here, you get more image because you don't have this black border. So they are nicer. However, I did think they would be gilded, and the ones I've seen other people show are gilded in gold. And I like a bit of bling. I think the cardstock is better. So if we look at the thickness, much thicker. As you can see, it's thicker. It's a thicker deck. So these are nicer. So shall we have a closer look? Let's just zoom in. Move them there. So you can see the images. So yeah, I mean, they are quite visual, you know, there is a lot happening in them, but the detail you can make out. The cards are a decent size. Again, if I'm just comparing to US games are always a little bit taller and wider, but they're a nice size card, and as I said, they're bigger than the ones that you get in the tuck box. But here we have our Fool, we've got the Dog, you've got the White Rose. I mean, the Magician is quite busy, but again, this is where we can, you know, turn to our book and look at those details in this nice large image here. So this is from the cover, of course, our High Priestess, but you know, they are what we're used to seeing in an RWS deck. We've got the two columns with B and J, the black and the white. We've got her, you know, holding that scroll, the Torah. Beautiful Empress card. She reminds me of like Queen Mary. Mary, Queen of Scots, with her royal robes and the way her hair is done. It's really beautiful and sumptuous. There's lots of, you know, green trees and cornfields, and she's holding wheat by the look of it, and yeah, just beautiful. Our Emperor holding his orb, the Hierophant. Beautiful Lovers card. It does look like there's some Photoshop happening. That does look like a photographed face, which kind of reminds me a little bit of the Sacred Circle. So probably Becca might not enjoy this deck, although she loves luscious, rich colours, and this deck is certainly that. Our Chariot cardstock is great. It feels really good cardstock. Strength is beautiful. I love this, look at this light making this beautiful lemniscate. I think the Hermit is stunning. The Hermit here kind of reminds me of a Carol Hertzer image from like the Starlight Tarot or something that she does. Wheel. Beautiful Justice card. I think particularly the reds and purples and blues are really deep and rich. The Hanged Man is very traditional with the red trousers, blue top. Is it a female? No, it's a hanged man. Love the kind of shadowy, half night, half day, storm clouds. Then we have Death. Temperance is beautiful. The Devil. He looks in misery, total misery. The Tower card. That's a gorgeous star card. Look at that. The detail within that card, within that star design is just lovely. I mean, look at the colours of the sky as well, with the pinks, and really beautiful. The moon. Now, I do like to see faces in the moon, but I'm not keen on that, actually. I prefer kind of almost like a comical moon face rather than an actual photograph face. But we've got everything we're used to seeing within the moon card. You've got your wolf and your dog, you've got your crayfish, the two towers. We've got our baby on the horse. This is beautiful. Judgment. The World. Oh wow, look at that for the Ace of Cups. Isn't that gorgeous? It's beautiful. Two of Cups. I'll go a bit quicker through these. Look at the three. So this really does follow the RWS system. And I mean, this deck has been out for a lot of years now, but I feel like I'm late to the party and I'm only just really discovering it. And it's not as busy as I thought it would be. Maybe it's because it's bigger and there's more image. But it is so colourful. 7. I don't know why, but the chap in the 9 of Cups, when he has that expression on his face, it always makes me smile. Beautiful 10. Wow. So for the court, we have Princess and Prince, Queen and King, which I don't mind, actually. I know I'm a bit of a traditionalist. I like my pages and my knights, but I also like family within court. So I never mind if it's changed to mother, father, son, daughter, king, queen, prince and princess. I can work with that archetype, that energy of that card. I mean, we can see it's a very traditional page with the fish coming out of the cup. And the prince still, you know, on a horse like our knights. And we've got very watery colours here for cups as well. Oh, wow. I think the aces are beautiful. What a stunning Ace of Pentacles. And then we have 2. I like this. He's balancing here, but he's also balancing on the edge of this rock with choppy waters below. We've got these 2 ships also balancing within the waves. 3 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles. Good interpretation of the 5. We still get this. So that's kind of like a Chinese style, you know, with the hat. You imagine this being in some sort of temple in China. It's beautiful. And they're outside in the snow. 6. Beautiful garden that he's looking after and tendering here. The 7. 8, learning that skill and mastery. 9, with the bird in hand and the beautiful outdoors. Again, here we've got like a Japanese feel now. So it's got a flavour of the Orient as well. It's got lots of cultures represented in this deck. Oh, particularly here, look, I think, you know, the suits are changing for each one. She's beautiful, almost like a look of a geisha. Prince, our queen and king. And we go on to our wands. Wow. This has like an Arabian feel for this suit. And I don't think I've ever watched a walkthrough of this deck. I have heard people talk of this deck, and as I said, Kelly, my friend, has mentioned this deck so many times, but I kind of just disregarded it because of Tarot Apocalypsis, but I thought I'd give it a go. That's beautiful with the cat. And our king. And then our final suit is the swords, which is gorgeous. I do think the aces are lovely. That's a nice 2 of swords. I like that. I love the crescent moon here. I love the nighttime feel of it. Really lovely. Wow. It's like jewels within that heart. The 4 beautiful stained glass window. And remember, these are all kind of illustrating stained glass windows that is being illuminated by the light from within us as we look at these images. Lovely 6 with the boat. And this is what I was talking about earlier when I showed the book, you know, how Pamela's artwork lives on, and it doesn't matter how many decks are produced. You know, she is the original. And when I say that, I don't mean, because I know people say, no, you know, and they're right. Tarot had been around for nearly 500 years before Pamela Smith came along. But in terms of these illustrated pips that we have today, and how, you know, 95%, and that's just a figure off the top of my head, the majority of decks that are created today are based around Pamela's artwork. As we see here, it's instantly recognizable. Beautiful. Wow, look at that. That's Queen Elizabeth I, unmistakably so. Is that Henry? Henry VIII? So, oh, and there's a title card there as well. So I really like that. The cardstock and everything has improved from that version. It's a nice thick deck. Let me zoom back out a little bit. So yeah, I love it. I think it's really nice. I'm glad I've got the kit. I would be interested to know from people who have the gilded deck when that changed, because as I say, I was really expecting. And does the gilded version that came with the kit, are they borderless cards? Are they nice thick cards like this? Let me know, because I know this deck is popular and lots of people have it. I'll probably end up edging it. I'm not sure what colour I would edge it in, but I'll probably do that. But let me know your thoughts. And as I said, this isn't a new deck. It's been out for, oh, how long? It's probably not going to say on the box, but a few years at least. So yeah, does it say inside the book when it was 2013? So it's been out for 7 years. If you have it, do you like it? Are you off put by the busyness of the cards? Do you think that, you know, if you get the borderless edition, you'll be able to work with it more? Do you find, like Kelly does, that this provides really good, accurate, spot-on readings? Let me know your thoughts. I'm always interested to hear. I'll be back tomorrow for Throwback Thursday, in which we'll be looking at the Mystic Fairy Tarot. So until then, go in peace, namaste, and blessed be.